Good
Boys,
there. Good evening, everybody. We are live on multiple channels, and thank you for joining to another great episode of Landscaping to the Point with JC right next to me and Josh down below. He is having fun. We're all having fun here. We weren't on the other day, but we are live now, and we're just kind of getting ready for Easter because Easter's coming up this week, and we won't be on for Easter. But it's been a eventful week already with Josh and his dog, and almost killing JC. But he just ended up with maybe a couple minor wounds, so Josh might have to put his dog down or muzzle the hell out of him, whatever the hell it is going to be. So
they're gonna put me down instead of the dog.
JC wound up with some broken failings. That's what it was.
But it's been definitely an eventful last couple of days, and I know I've had some real interesting days, and so have these guys. So it's good to be on and be able to talk. But Easter's coming up, boys. You guys remember when you were younger what your favorite candy was for Easter that you always wanted to get?
Yeah.
I had some weird ones like the marshmallow eggs. Reese's eggs were I always looked for those, and the robin eggs. That was something I always wanted in my baskets or be able to find when I was looking for eggs.
Which one were the robin eggs? Were the small little chocolate ones?
Yeah, they were kind of looked like speckles. They had candy and it looked like an egg, and it was all like speckles and stuff on them.
Yeah, those are one of my favorites. But I hate the Peeps. I don't like the marshmallow Peeps.
Oh, I love the Peeps, man. I love the Peeps, the bunnies, the marshmallow bunnies. I love those, man.
No.
I like to freeze them and then eat them. That's how weird I am.
Yeah. Isn't there like some kind of game like how many you could like fit in your mouth?
Yes, there
Spot
is.
always wins at that game.
I hate to say it, I don't. I really don't. So I don't have that big of a mouth, okay? You think I do, but I don't. I can only get like 4 or 5 in my mouth at once, so that's not even a full package.
Oh, you're making the other guys jealous.
Making you jealous, I know.
The Reese's eggs are good. I mean, yeah.
Dude, Cadbury eggs. That was me.
Cadbury eggs? Yeah,
Oh,
see,
man, I wasn't a fan of those.
They taste like shit as an adult. Like you bite into them, and whatever that cream filling is so artificial. It's gross.
It's so
Right.
sugary, man.
Yeah, but I'll take as an adult and eat like the Reese's eggs all day. Like Reese's eggs all day.
Yeah. Reese's eggs, definitely. Were you guys like my kids are one of those kids that they want like the bar bunnies, like the full solid chocolate bunnies or like the hollow bunnies? Were you guys interested in those when you were younger? I always thought they were like nasty because like you get those ones with the little candy eyes and then you eat the piece with the candy eye and you're like, what the hell is this? Like some chalk mixed with chocolate, That's all
I would get those. I'd get the hollow ones. No eyes.
Yeah. See, I'd like to take them, cut them open, and then put stuff in them and then try to eat them. That's even better.
You know what's good is the Jelly Belly jelly beans or the Starburst jelly beans.
Oh, dude, jelly beans! Jelly beans are one of my favorite candies. My favorite fucking candies, dude. So, fuck yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, definitely. So, did your parents ever hide eggs on you guys? And were they real or were they fake?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
No, I think we just got a basket.
Yeah, same here. I still do that with my kids, and my kids are 19 and 14.
Right. I mean, we hide eggs in baskets for them. My kids too. I mean, mine are 21 and 18 and 14, and I still hide all the eggs. And we fill up eggs we have a couple eggs that we fill up with some money and say, if you can find those, them are the hardest ones to find. And I'm usually literally one of my kids will end up bowing out before a half hour, like, I can't find this egg, where's it at, Dad? And I don't remember half the time because I do it in the middle of the night and I'm like half asleep and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like if you can find it before me, maybe that's a better choice. But yeah, I think that's one of the things we all. I kind of always look forward to trying to find the basket. I hated when I would go over to my grandma's because she'd hide it in an obvious spot. You always knew it was going to be somewhere you could see it, and you're like, Grandma, I can see it. It's right there behind the TV. You didn't hide it good enough. It's like it's right there. You put the rabbit ears next to it, and it'd be sitting right next to the rabbit ears on the top of the TV. Like, Grandma, I see it. I can see it's mine. It says my name on it. No, that's not your egg. I don't think that's your stuff.
So what I'm thinking this year is I usually have a golden egg, and the golden egg has like $10 to $20 in it for the kids, right? And this year I told my wife we have some family kids coming over, and they're kind of pains in the asses, and I'm almost tempted because one of the kids is a fucking pain in the ass. I got this barrel that I keep my bags of dog shit in. And I'm almost tempted to just toss it. Fucking dank, dude. It reeks. But I'm almost tempted to toss it in there and be like, "There's your golden ticket, motherfucker."
Go find it.
I might go to his house and try to look for it.
Just look for the golden egg, JC. That's all you got. Go look for the golden egg on Easter.
You know what would be more messed up, Josh, is if you say it's in there, but you don't really put it in there and make him look for it anyway.
Yeah, dig through the fucking thing. Yeah. Oh God, I throw up just watching them.
That would be very interesting. Put it like close to it. It'd just be like, oh shit, that's right. I forgot. I moved it afterwards. Make them go through the whole bucket.
Give me a chuckle. Kids are so fucking annoying. They give me a good chuckle for a while.
Oh yeah, I think it's one of the funniest things. I know when our kids were younger, we used to hide tons of big stuff for them. I mean, we used to hide all kinds of stuff everywhere. And I think now it's worse because we hide just little eggs and a little bit of candy for them, and they're just like pissed off half the time because it took them forever to find, the candy, and they're like, "What the hell, Dad? Like that's all you could give me? Like, yeah, that's it. That's all you're getting this year."
I mean, you just tell them that there's more, but they didn't find it. That's all.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's the easiest way to do it, I think this year it's been a little bit easier. They already kind of told me what they want, so it's going to be a couple gift cards, and my daughter's getting jewelry, so it's like it's already done for, and I don't have to worry about hiding too much of it, so that's a good thing. So
you guys do like Easter dinner?
Yes, we do. Josh, do you like an Easter dinner?
No, like nothing formal. We'll do like baked pasta or something, and everybody can sit down. But nothing like, I don't know, like ham dinner or nothing like that. No.
Okay. Yeah, we do ham. Some Polish stuff like kielbasa and some different types of sides, but nothing.
I feel like if we were more religious, we'd probably do like a more formal dinner. But we're not really a very religious family at all.
Right. I think it just depends. Like, I've heard of families that do, like my grandma used to do like big parties for that, but it was always, just cold cuts, literally just cold cuts on a plate and cheese, and you're like, okay, Grandma, this is it. Yep, that's it. Make yourself a sandwich. Yeah. Find your stuff and head on out. That was the easiest thing. So
get the fuck out.
Yeah, it's over with. Have fun.
I'm just realizing. Josh, did you change your name?
Yeah. My name's not Josh. It's Joe Rosa Jr.
Yeah.
Junior?
Yeah. I don't know my dad. He left me in Puerto Rico fucking 40 years ago.
You Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
Oh.
That quarter.
I'm changing my name next week.
Yeah, I think change our names next week.
He's gonna put Joe Barbosa Senior. I'm the daddy.
I'm the golden egg. You found me.
Dad?
I'm proud of you.
what was the worst thing you guys got when you were younger and for Easter?
Nothing.
Well, Joel did find a dad, so that's one of the bad things there.
Worst thing Josh got was an STD.
So,
He might be right. I don't know.
it wasn't on Easter. If it was,
Wow, this is just such an unorthodox podcast today.
You talking about Easter? There you go.
Yeah,
we're talking Easter stuff. But I mean, it's one of those I think holidays that is just like out there, and some people celebrate it, some people don't, and everybody does it differently when they do it, and it's always interesting to hear people how they did it, or if they still do it or not. You know, it's one of those funny things. So
I do go to church.
okay.
Yeah. So I go Sunday. I'm going to the Spanish mass. So get in touch with my Hispanic roots.
Is that before siesta time?
Yeah.
Okay.
And siesta. Yeah. Then you look for the eggs afterwards.
After you take a nap?
Yeah.
He looks for the huevos.
Oh, did anybody ever hide real eggs or find real eggs when they were younger?
What?
Real eggs, hide real eggs.
No, but we would paint them. We would dye them. We'd get that stupid little dollar store paint kit
holder.
Yeah, little holder. You dip it into the dye.
Yeah. We did that a long time with our kids too for a while, and it always sucked because then you'd have all these eggs afterwards, and I'm like, what are you gonna do with all these eggs? You know, you have like 20 different eggs, 20 dozen eggs, you know, all these different colors, and you're like, okay, I got all these bunch of hard-boiled eggs. What do I do with them? So
yeah, that's why candy eggs are better than real eggs.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Josh is laughing. He hit some eggs. He still don't know where they're at.
What holidays? What holidays after Easter? You can't look it up on Google. You have to guess.
Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Mother's Day, Memorial Day after that.
I think
so Mother's Day is like the 15th of May.
Oh yeah, Mother's Day, yeah.
And then I think it's Memorial Day.
Memorial Day is the end of the month. So yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be I feel like it's like three holidays within a month, practically. That's a lot of holidays. Why do we got so many holidays in that month? I don't.
Yeah, I mean it depends though. Like Memorial Day, like we're hit and miss with that. Like we might have people over for barbecue or just hanging out. And some years we stay quiet. And then Mother's Day usually, we just do something around town here.
Memorial Day over here is still kind of relatively cold sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Today was fucking beautiful until like 3 hours ago.
Scott, we had 8 inches of snow on Saturday, and then 70 degree weather yesterday.
Yep.
Screw that.
And then 65 today, and then a cold front came in and kicked it down to like 40, I think.
Wow. Yeah, we were 72 yesterday, and now today we're 44 with 40-mile-an-hour winds. So we had a lot of rain.
With that snow that came in and the warmth yesterday and today, stuff's starting to bloom. I've seen a lot of the dogwood starting to actually bloom a little bit.
Well, that's good. I mean, will it bring a early spring for you guys? That's the thing,
It's not really early. I mean, kind of on track for what it is.
Okay.
Late.
So, are you getting a lot of calls now, or does it wait till it kind of breaks?
I'm not getting a lot of calls. I'm getting a lot of requests from like national companies and management companies for RFPs. The national companies, which is their offer prices. I've gotten a few residential calls on projects, nothing really on the maintenance side of things. Right, yeah. But again, like Jay just said, we've only had like 2 decent days. I think after the rain and snow we had last week, and then if we could get this week, supposedly supposed to be fair weather in the 50s and 60s, that maybe that'll wake people up. I don't know, but I mean, you figure Easter's there, kids will be out. At the Easter egg hunts, people start seeing. The crabgrass is getting kind of high right now, and the grass is starting to pop a little bit, where people might actually start calling, but not a lot of calls. No, to answer the question.
I think I'm going to try to put down some pre-emergent this weekend.
It should be, well, it depends on your temperature. What's your temperature on ground wise, JC?
Well, given yesterday, yeah, I think it's gone up there now. But last week it was like lower than, I don't know, maybe 40s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't pretty much about ready to go yet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fuck, dude, True Green was out before the ground even thawed. Fucking, like April 1st, they were out fucking spraying.
Yeah, that was too early.
Oh, it's the same way here. I mean, the national companies around us, which is Green and Weedman, and there's another 2 that are up here that they've been out before I even started our first round. It's more of like once it starts to break and you have a good couple days of sun, they already go out and start doing it. So I feel like them companies are always trying to catch up or trying to push ahead before they get too far behind. Josh, I got a question for you. So
yes,
you work with nationals a lot. Do you ever get a national send you like a bid for 2 jobs, and one is a bigger property, but they have it way less than the other one that's a little job?
Yep, I'm dealing with that right now. So I'm dealing with, I wouldn't really call them a national, more of a regional company we've worked with in the past.
Okay.
They sent me RFPs for a few like big box stores, and I wouldn't even call them RFPs. Like, we all know nationals send their price and ask you to counter. You go up 100, they go up like 50 cents. It's whether or not you want to take them. But they sent me a couple of hotels that we've done plowing for in the past for them, and they were priced fair.
Okay.
And then they sent me another one, and we denied it, and they sent it again today because they're desperate. And it's actually like in between 2 of the places that we do, but it's the same price as the other ones, and the other ones are a fraction of the work. So the other ones are literally maybe like 7 yards of mulch. Clean up probably take about a couple hours, and then the weekly visits probably about 25 minutes.
Right.
Not bad for the lump sum you get for the year. So 2 of them, we get a pretty decent chunk of change. This other one, you're probably there for an hour and a half. The shrubbery alone is probably a day or 2 worth of trimming, and the mulching is probably a day or 2 worth of mulch, probably about 40 yards worth, plus any prep work you have to do.
Right.
So I explained to the woman today, I said, unfortunately, I can't do it for that price. She said, oh, you can't help me out this year? I said, no, like I fucking can't. I'm like, I'm doing it for cost at that point, it's like, it's not worth it to me. I said, unfortunately. She said, well, what do you need? I said, honestly, I'm like, I probably need what you bid it at, to be honest with you. I'm like, you probably didn't even bid what it was worth. So it's shitty, but I gotta say no. The other option I gave her before I signed off for the night was, we have 2 or 3 other accounts with them. If they want to bury money within those accounts to make up the difference, I'm fine. But it's a substantial difference. It's probably double the price of their initial. Well, they won't budge on it, but I'm not going to do it for nothing.
Right. I think we all should stick to what our numbers are, and not try to go lowball on something that, especially like that, where they already got you got multiple accounts for them. It's like, I get what you're saying. It's like you don't want to lowball one account just to try to keep good faith and have more accounts for them. So
no, I have taken properties. So we do a chain of utility companies in Eastern Mass, actually Central and Eastern Mass. We have a few scope of works that we're the only qualified person within the Nationals network that can perform these services. And I do have a couple of those properties where we do the maintenance, and they're actually cheaper than some of the smaller ones that we do. But where I know the area manager, there's a lot of slip work. Slip work means extra work for anybody listening that's not sure. There's a ton of slip work that more than makes up the difference of going in there. And again, these places aren't irrigated. They don't want fertilizer. They're very green. So it's not like, I mean, you're mowing once a week for the, May and June. And then after that, you might mow it once a month. You're going by and kind of just blowing off the parking lot. You're there for 10 minutes. But the slip work makes all the difference. And I only do that with particular property managers and nationals that I have a relationship with, like the area manager, meaning like I've met them, I've sat down and had a beer, or I've gone to lunch with them. That I know they're not bullshit when they slip work. So
Okay, so I get what you're saying. I mean, it's that balances out, because you're actually getting more work otherwise compared to some of the other stuff. So I get where that, that's a benefit for you, and your company that way too. So
and I'm not going to say that I'm making up the difference, because I don't like to say that. I like to go with the bad.
right,
What I'm saying is, like, I'm married to that scope of work. So like if you tell me like that scope of work is mow, blow, and go, don't expect me to chase weeds in the bed with a weed whacker. Don't expect
right,
me to line edge. I'm making it look presentable, but at bare bones minimum. I'm doing
right,
exactly what that scope says.
right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, yeah, I had one that set me for two properties, and one of them was way low, and it was probably three times the size of the other one that was, priced higher for, a very small property. And there's a lot more work to the bigger property, but they just didn't want to budge on it. It was one of those things where I said, well, you're gonna have to up the price. And he's like, well, what do you need? And I said, well, three times the price at least. If I said I got to take at least two times, because literally it's double the property, and if not more. And there's a lot more work at that one compared to the other one. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he sent me a contract for just the small one, and then turned around and canceled the contract and said, no, I'm just gonna find somebody to do both of them together. I'm like, okay, good luck. So yeah, it's one of those things. I think you got to look at everything and try to see if it's worth your while for both, for two properties or three properties or whatever properties you're throwing your way.
It all depends how you make it work. And it ain't with me, like, call me a scumbag, and not so much with the regionals or like the local property managers, but with nationals, I'll drop a property in a heartbeat without feeling bad.
Right.
We have a few national properties that pay well, and we have a few that we're on the fence with, which those are the first ones to go if we find something better.
Right. I don't blame you.
Because at the end of the day, they'll still call back to try to get you to take more work. I promise you. I fucking promise you.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
They just need to fill that slot in their computer. That's all they need. Like, you could be a shit fucking contractor, shit landscaper, done a shitty job plowing, and they'll still put you in another fucking place. They do, as long as you show up, they'll fucking put you in. Like, I've dropped contracts with nationals, and they've called me back for bigger ones. So,
Wow.
but again, you are getting marginal work, and all the liabilities on you. The landscaping's a little different than the snow. Obviously, most of the national companies or regional companies are lowballing them, but you know what the properties typically look like.
Right.
The only thing that gets me is, I don't know, and I think I brought this up before. Like, I've never seen a bad looking McDonald's, and I don't know who the fuck has the national contract for that, because McDonald's are all very well taken care of. They all seem to be very manicured, at least the ones I've seen. Even the shitty ones look clean. So I'm curious what they pay out for those. If it's like, is there like 7 companies in the States that just take all the fucking McDonald's and, whatever the average price is or not? But man, I'd be interested with that.
But a lot of those McDonald's are franchise owned too, so it's like they're.
But they still have to go with the corporate contract.
Yeah.
I can put a little light on the McDonald's. I managed and did 8 McDonald's in our area, and it was owned by, what it is because they're national company, Josh, each store is individually ran by an owner. So there's a guy that runs that buys that franchise of certain McDonald's. So then they own, like the one I had eight stores. So literally we did 8 stores for him, and it's like it was more of they'll drop the hat at a lot of things. They'll have, they'll make sure that it's clean. They'll send people out there because it's not only them, but it's the whole franchise that they more care about, because it's like it's in their scope of work as an owner. Like, oh, your store needs to look this way. If we say we're going to change the store up by this, you're going to go ahead and do it. It's more of that's how they do it, and that's how we did it, because I know there's more than 8 in our area, and it was always weird because I was like, okay, there's 15 McDonald's in our area. Why am I only maintaining 8 of them? It never got my word, but he came out because I started doing his yard, the owner's yard that owned all those 8, and he was like, well, because it's a franchise, I only own 8 out of this area. There's 2 other people that own the rest of them, so you got to talk to them. So it's weird to do that, but it worked out. There's always work there with them. And it's like, if you can get into them, Josh, I mean, they make sure they look good. So that'd be a good job for you too, if you can find the owners of yours.
Yeah.
Get some McDoubles on lunch breaks, man.
He always used to hook me up with at least a free lunch for all my guys, at least once a month usually. So it's definitely worth it if you can find the right person. And I think it's just kind of like anybody that has a lot of commercial properties. You get into that one person that has a lot of commercial properties, and if he's one of those ones that want to take care of it and make it look good, he'll definitely hire you and make sure that it's, you're getting extra work to make sure it looks good. So
shout out to my good friend Caleb from Caleb's Property Maintenance. He actually he's in Pennsylvania, and I don't know how they ran it with Chick-fil-A, but he actually has an account. I think he still has an account with Chick-fil-A.
That'd be good, yeah.
Yeah, and the owner hooks him up with free lunch too, so that's always a bonus.
Brightstone's on Instagram.
Here it is. Here it is.
He says, "Why don't blondes eat bananas?"
Oh man, this one's going dark.
They can't find the zipper.
I have one. I have one for him. It's no offense to the blondes. What do you call a dead blonde in the closet?
What?
1913 hide and seek champion.
He says. He also says AI is getting so advanced that soon it will be able to replace 90% of jobs, except politicians, because even AI can't figure out how to be useless and still get paid.
Hold on, I gotta grab something. Scott, we may have a new sponsor.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I always like new sponsors. Thanks to our sponsors, Cujo and Pro Parts Direct. If you're looking for shoes, you can use code Acme and get 10% off. And then if you're looking for parts for any of your mowers, Gravely, Skags, Toros, definitely hit up Pro Parts Direct. So, Josh, did you hear prices are going up on Toro's products?
I heard prices are going up on everything right now.
Well, they're going up 5% because 90% of their products for Toro and Exmark come from overseas. So
yeah, you know what though? I feel like just like COVID, a lot of these companies are gonna ride that fucking tariff wave and manipulate it, like bullshit.
Right, I think it is. I mean, like half these companies are here in the United States. Like, look, it's you have right here in the United States, you have Gravely in the United States. Not, a lot of their products get made here in the United States. So why, if Toro should be, I'm pretty sure Toro's probably like that.
No, a lot of the products get assembled in the United States, but the parts are all fucking Chinese.
Right.
You know, that's the problem. You know, they're allowed to go up, the quality goes down, the dealer support shrinks. Now the pot prices go up. Dealers don't want to fucking deal with the shit, so now you're up shit's creek. But what choice do you have but to buy the skid steer, the mower, the fucking pots? You know, Bobcat for the past, you know, this would be debatable. I'm a cat guy, but Bobcat, you know, was turning to shit. You know, I think the year they switched over to like the T55,
Right.
you know, they went to shit. You know, they were having charging and electrical issues. Couldn't get parts. Like I know guys that were having to drive under warranty, having to drive to Pennsylvania to grab fucking parts in the middle of a storm. Um, Pain in the ass. So I mean, I can just imagine how things for certain guys are going to be this year. You know.
Oh yeah, I see it a little bit. I see it actually increase across the board on certain things, and like you said, I see people trying to ride the tariff and saying, "Oh, well, we get parts from overseas, so prices going up just to, you know."
Here's my theory: when it comes to the parts, we should be protected for at least another season because you figure most of these dealers and manufacturers are going to have stuff that they've pre-purchased in stock. So that
Right.
shouldn't affect what's on the fucking shelf life. You know what I mean? The shelf life of a product. The new stuff that'll be coming in next year will probably be taxed a little bit higher. I get that. But that's what I mean about, you know, kind of predatory practices with manufacturers.
Right. We got another question, but JC, what could be a new sponsor for us?
All right. So what I have in my hand right now is a candle, and this candle is actually fresh cut grass.
Nice.
And so there's this company called Awesome Candle Company. Currently, they sell out of Etsy.com, and
Nice.
we'll put the information down. But they make these fresh cut grass candles. So for most lawn and landscape pros, if you like the year round smell and scent of fresh cut grass, then that's something that you could purchase. But also too, I've purchased personally some other candles from them as well too, and they are amazing. I'm not a candle connoisseur, but out of the ones that I've bought, those have always been the best ones. They have really cool, different scents. They have traditional Latino scented ones like flan and tembleque and desserts and stuff like that, coconut stuff. And so I'm kind of talking to the owner, and the owner, I believe, is trying to work out something where they could offer something free to our viewers with a purchase. So more details will come later on. But if you want to look for them now, you could go on Etsy.com and search Awesome. It's spelled AUSOME, Awesome Candle Company.
Is that Massachusetts based?
No, it's actually out of North Carolina.
Nice.
Charleston, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Jensen likes to put the hot wax on his chest. Oh, he's sitting at home watching Skinamax.
You gotta get the long candles, the long ones.
You got to tell them to make a mulch candle. One that smells mulch. There you go.
Yeah, that could be. Yep, they could do that. They could definitely do that. They take special requests.
You're right, John.
Jensen's pouring the wax. At the same time, he's dipping his balls in the fucking the egg fucking dye thing. Holding his sack in the fucking.
And let it dry and peel it off.
Yeah, teabagging the fucking dye. Oh God.
Awesome Candle Company. They're awesome.
But yeah, shout out to the candle company.
Shout out to Candle. So I got another question on Instagram. I don't know if you guys still on Excel Landscape LLC. Was asking how much you would bid for 600 square feet of pavers. Well, I think it depends on the pavers, right, Josh, and the conditions, and the cost of like your stone. So it's more of like Josh was blacked out because he can't look at us.
I think he's cracking up right now. He's laughing about something else.
I'm good. Go ahead.
He can't handle it.
He's envisioning me doing some weird stuff.
Yeah. But Excel, if you're still on, I'd like to know more of where you're at and what kind of paper you're putting down. I think that would kind of maybe give us a little bit of idea too of what we would bid it at. But Brightstone Brightstone says a dog crap candle.
Ooh.
And then you can send it to your slow pay customers. I send it to screwed me or the ones that, there you go. I'd send it to the ones that don't pick up their dog crap Brightstone. I would send it to them and say, here's a dog crap candle. This is what my mower tire smells like when I'm done for the year. There we go. So
it is good though.
Yeah, I bet it is. You're probably over there sniffing. You just don't even light them. You probably just sit there and sniff them. Can you see him, Josh, sitting there sniffing the candles all night? That's what he does.
I mean, it does smell like a freshly mowed lawn. That's the thing that baffles me.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't smell it. You're gonna have to take it closer to the thing.
You have to buy one.
Oh, okay. I will buy one. But yeah.
The next time he calls me for help, I'm gonna show up with no shirt on.
Yeah.
Just dumping candle wax over his head.
Oh. But yeah. So he says so awesome. He is a wax sniffer. Yeah, someone is a wax sniffer.
Yeah, proud of it.
Yeah, that'd be that Ricky Spanish guy right there.
Ricky Bunny.
It's uncanny. You got any Easter ones? I mean, you got to have an Easter smelling one, don't you?
They have everything, man. So good.
Did we get a Peeps one?
You get a Peeps one, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want a Peeps one. I can smell Peeps all the time.
Let me see. I'm gonna look it up.
All right, look up and see. Tell me what kind of flavors we have. So, Josh, on a small job, what's the smallest paper job? Going back to the guy with the papers, what would be the smallest paper job you would do? Anything?
Would you do you just have like a minimum price on it. That's all. You know. Okay. I wouldn't go in like 600 square feet isn't necessarily a small job. I mean, depending on what you do, and depending on what's involved with it. I mean, to ballpark it again, like on the low side, I feel like you could be on the $12,000 to $14,000 side on that job if you're using like. For us up here, it would be like an Ideal or like a cheaper paper, like a Nicolock or Ideal, and then like the Teco, the Unilock side, you could be like in the $14,000 to $19,000 area, you know.
Yeah, I think you're about right. It just depends on what you're using and your area. You know, I think that depends on too and what's all involved. Correct.
Yeah, like I've had people call me up for literally they'll call for a walkway, and then you get there, it's. You know, this is why now I ask the size, you know, if they have a budget in mind. I've had people call up with like a 4-foot walkway, you know, like, and it's like, all right, you know, and essentially I won't do a square foot price. I'll just do the day rate for everything, plus the cost of the pot, the material.
Yeah, I think it's easier that way. I think I get a lot of people that call and say, you know, what's the cost of mulch, you know, per yard installed? And it's more of like, I got to look at it first. You know, it's hard to see what you're dealing with, you know, than saying, okay, guy calling you and say, oh, I got 15 yards I had installed last year. What would you charge? You know, what's all involved and how easy it can be done.
The best advice I got for pricing pavers is you can use the square footage price to kind of get you in that ballpark. That's great if it's like a rectangle, square, minimal cut, no radius cuts, no fancy designs, no double border, anything like that, but kind of like cookie cutter jobs. And you can play with that. But essentially, what I look, and I still do it, is my average comes off of my cost of ownership, meaning like what it costs me to do business each day. So I'll look at it's my day rate for labor that I know I have to make to cover my nut, my material, which is my, let's just say it's my base, my screeding, my pavers, my sand, and my strapping, and my spikes. And then you can, once you get that number together, you divide that by the square footage, and that can give you a square foot price. And you can kind of average it based off that. But then again, when you get into like those radius cuts, man, they can fuck you up. You can be on radius cuts for a week on a fair sized project. A
Right.
600 to 800 square foot job when you got some crazy cuts can tie you up for quite some time. So you always have to incorporate that.
Right.
So they have a cigar scented candle. I like that.
That'd be interesting. Is it Cuban?
It doesn't say if it's Cuban, but it says cigar scented candle.
That'd be very interesting.
I like that.
Yeah.
They also have a true crime candle. So it's kind of based off of the True Crime TV show.
Smells like someone going through rigor mortis. Fucking
yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
They have fall scented candles. Let's see, there was another one I saw here.
What about after the gyms when scented candles?
Socks, gym socks. No, they have
sweaty balls.
They have
sweaty.
Yeah, it's some pretty cool ones, man. Arabian Nights coconut blend.
I wonder how you come up with that scent. That's what makes it wonder.
Yeah. Here's a good off-topic, in-topic for landscaping. What's the best underwear to wear for the summertime when you're like mowing lawns and doing construction? I know like Duluth is nice because you breathe a little bit, but dude,
that's an easy answer.
Swallows is a real thing, bro. Like,
yeah, that's a super easy answer, bro.
What, Commando?
Yeah, best underwear is no underwear.
Yeah, wearing a pair of work pants with your fucking boys scraping against those fucking starchy fucking work pants.
Oh. Yeah, as you come back with raw balls after you're all done working for the day. I don't know.
I don't like the moisture wicking ones that are like they just hold too much moisture.
Dude, I've done a lot. I've done the boxer briefs, the banana hammocks with the fucking moisture control, the regular boxes. The Duluth I'm playing with a little bit right now because I know Duluth is with the pants and the underwear, like especially for contractors are trying to play around. But you guys do it. I mean, you get fucking, those muggy ass nasty days, and it's just like, ugh, it's uncomfortable.
I had a couple pairs of like the Under Armour, but it was that Under Armour material.
Yeah, like kind of,
those, man. Those just they're supposed to wick moisture. No, it holds it like a sauna.
Right.
Yeah, I did the Adidas and Nike, which are kind of similar to the Under Armour. Yeah, it was. Yeah, there's a lot of pulling down the fucking legs. Like, what the fuck?
Clean pair is the best.
I do the boxer brief, man.
Get 3 days out of a pair, dude. Come on. That's why I'm asking which ones are the best ones. What the fuck?
He wants to flip it a couple times.
You gotta go.
You have 4 days. What are you doing wrong with your?
Dude, you gotta go traditional tidy whities. Traditional tidy whities, best ones.
No, you can't go with. You gotta go with like the rainbow ones. Come on.
You get skid marks.
Yeah.
Grass stains and skid marks. You don't know which one's which.
Yeah. That is a good question. No, I think if there's anybody out there that that is a good question. You know,
maybe Cujo could make some underwear.
There you go.
Yeah. We could hit up Cujo for that. I mean, they are getting into short. They got shorts. They got pants. You know, they got all kinds of different shoes. I mean, underwear.
But I feel like maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like underwear is one of those untouched areas where like they make these crazy fucking pants designs and these shirt designs. What about the fucking drawers? You know?
I say we start our own company.
Yeah.
Underwear to the point.
We take testicle safety serious.
You got to make it like string trimmer proof, you know, in case you whip them
trimmer
up.
proof, yeah. Enough to get string trimmed in the balls.
Yeah.
We'll make it protected, but it also gives you a bulge, so you wear the underwear when you're out at the club because it gets a little bit of.
No, you incorporate a string line dispenser in the underwear.
Yeah, right.
So you just pull out the string from your crotch.
Right. Yeah, that would work out real good. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, we could take it to Shark Tank and see what they say.
They'd buy in all day.
You're gonna have to be our model though. So.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get hammered with some weed whip line. Just remember that.
Go. Oh, you mean with the line? I thought you meant drunk.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, let's go, buddy.
You're gonna have to take full blunt work on it, like 1,100 RPMs, right at you.
Hey, listen, give me some vodka and Budweiser. I'm good. Let's go.
Josh just wears chainsaw chaps, and that's it.
That's it, baby. Let those fucking cheeks fly.
Oh, yeah. I think it's one of those things. You never know. There's so many options, but it's hard to always come up with the right answer for that one. I think. Gosh. Yeah. Well, we've had a good episode today, guys, and it's been off the wall. It's been on the wall. It's been back right off the wall, but. Definitely, it's been one of them great episodes today. So thank you guys for joining in. Thanks for listening to us. Keep listening to us on Landscaping to the Point on Spotify and everywhere else that you listen to. And keep watching us here on Landscaped by Acme on YouTube and Instagram. So thank you guys. Thank Cujo. Thanks Pro Parts Direct. And maybe Awesome Candle soon. So you never know. You never know who the next sponsor is going to be. So thank you all for joining in. And Josh and JC, thanks again. It's been awesome. It's been a great episode. I can't wait till we come back from Easter and maybe you find those wavelengths. And, you know.